And welcome everyone to the Mechanics Institute on this Thursday evening. We're here for I gotta update that rounds 5 and 6 of the Thursday night marathon. We're in the middle of round 5 right now, and joining me tonight is three-time U.S. champion Grandmaster Nick DeFermian. How's it going?
Good, good.
Uh,
I've
Paul.
been told we're going to get some great games and great novelties tonight.
That's the teaser there. FIDE Master Paul Whitehead cannot join us tonight. Um, so he will be back soon, back in the broadcast booth. But yeah, as Nick has teased you already, we were made aware that there might be a novelty in one of the games, and it's National Master Mike Walder's game. But before we do that, this is the board one. Kalen Millville is playing white against Grandmaster Gadir Gusanov, and he's locked the position up. Was it the right thing to do?
Wow, you know what? I have to say that Kalen has played aggressively. That's just really good. I mean, this push, he might have gone wrong the last move. It was looking good for him, but
And what was the idea behind
can,
him wanting to push that?
can you go back one move, Abel?
Yeah.
It's just. Now the pawn took the black bishop on e3, which that's yes. So
Oh,
Gadir went pawn to f4.
sorry. I'll go back there. Pawn to f4. Take. Wow.
Me. So okay, now no no before pawn white does pawn to c6.
Oh,
This is Kalen has played quite a game, but
so you think he should have moved the bishop at?
yeah, if he had just retreated, um question is what's going on, and I think it's white has this real initiative on the queen side, and black's blocked up. So bishop to f2. The question is, could Gadir sacrifice with knight g5? Because if he can't, he's clearly worse. But if he sacrifices, that kind of looks like a draw. And I don't even see the draw for white. So I think Kalen had the advantage, but he just didn't have confidence to make the calm move. And now I'm afraid after these next moves that
And it seems everything on the queen side, the tension is maintained. If nothing is done at this point, right? He may have been afraid of the. Yeah, I don't know. This is what happened. So he pushed, take, and this is the position now.
yeah, I think he messed up. I think he had fine chances, but now Gadir is being Gadir, and it's open. There's no real problems for black. Uh, he's a pawn ahead for the moment.
And if anyone wants to follow the standings and the goings on of this tournament, I am putting it in the Twitch chat, and you can click on that. And I just want to say hello to everyone. And look at the time difference between the two anyway, like 11 minutes to 27.
Here is coming queen f4 check, and uh, I think the moment of this game has passed. That Kalen really had some great chances, but now it just doesn't work. It's on this move, yeah, on to f4. Gadir just takes it. He's not afraid of a discovered check.
Yeah, Bishop
Black,
G7.
yeah. So Kalen, you were doing great. You were doing so great, but uh, you just rushed it.
Lost the thread a little bit. Well, now let.
And we're fans of you, Kalen. Just to know, we've been watching your games.
And let's go to this board with International Master Balachandra Dulapala against National Master Mike Walder. But let's go to the beginning. And the editor of Modern Chess Openings, out of the
Okay, so Balachandra is
he's white.
he's a fine player, and this is a London system, which Mike Welder does the King's Indian system. And this, he was promising some novelty, but I think Balachandra was suspect, and he thought, well, I ought to deviate because Mike Welder is such an opening specialist. And
have we seen that yet, do you think?
no, I don't believe this is the novelty that we were expecting to happen.
And is that
Black is okay, but
and do you think the lack of being able to do that is the result of what White did? Sort of veering off.
Okay, Rook A7 is a good move. That's actually theory still. But now I can sort of see the times. And Mike Walder was, 9 minutes up on time. Very nice position with Black. But it wasn't the continuation that he expected, where your opponent repeats a variation that it played before, and you run them down with your novelty and get some nice advantage.
And this is the current position right now.
And if I'm counting things correctly, then White is a pawn up.
That's right. He's up a pawn.
So that's not a good situation for Black. Not what Mike Welder was looking at, but still, that pawn on c4 is attacked, right? So what do? Pawn to b5 gets hit by a takes b5. Oh, it's just gone wrong, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and his yeah, the stuff, and Mike's bishop on f8 looks way too passive.
Okay, so now he's gone defensive. He's walked all those squares, and the white pawns are immobile, except that white knight has this terrific square on c6 that it's going to. So just suffering for Black in this position.
And it's tough when you're having to struggle to find moves. Let's look at this game real quick. A couple of players that play at the Mechanics Institute. Tobias Rex playing White against Aaron Craig, who informed me that he watches the broadcasts. He enjoys them, likes watching them back.
So Tobias Rex, or T-Rex as we call him, that's he's relatively new to tournament chess, isn't he?
Yes, but I mean, he seems like really enthusiastic about it, and seems like he's really trying to commit and learn and improve and getting stronger. I think Aaron Craig's looking to do the same.
Yeah, Aaron Craig's got a good position there, centralized queen and knight and stuff, and that pawn on e4, so definite advantage. And what I'm always bad at, counting the pawns, 2, 4, 6 against 2, 4, 6. Okay, there seems to be they're even. But yeah, Black's just a lot more centralized.
And let's go back to board one game and see where we're at with Kalen and Gadir. But Gadir's just eating up pawns.
Yes, he took the pawn on e3. He took the pawn on f4. He's he's gotten his pawns. It's uh, again counting the pawns. 2-4 for white. 2-4-6-7 for Gadir. Sort of a lot for anybody
to overcome, for sure.
Okay, so Kalen, you had played a great game. I was so impressed, and I think you had the advantage with white, a big advantage, I think. But when Gadir made this threat, everybody they tend to get nervous, and I think you reacted too much to that.
And that's the thing. It's really easy to panic, right? And get nervous, and you end up doing the wrong thing. And just want to give a little plug here to our good friend WIM, Dr. Alexi Root. She wrote a couple of articles on the U.S. Open and what's been going on, and I've included the link. We'll also include this in our newsletter coming out this weekend. But good coverage. And she annotated a game of the tournament winner, Grandmaster Alex Lenderman. 8.5 out of 9 in a tough field. And I went down to watch one of the games, and he was playing Hans Niemann. So I took a picture of that. It'll be in the newsletter, but Alexi had Mike Walder annotate that game. So that'll be super cool for readers to follow, especially Mike's annotations.
Well, Alexi, we always love you coming and joining us here. It makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for the contribution. And for the hangout, she came on last Thursday. We were live from Cherry Hill, and she sat right next to me, and we did the broadcast, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was something. I mean, you came from California, Alexi came from Dallas, and everybody was, Kalen just lost his queen. Bishop d3 would have been a better move.
And the game. So, good game for Gadir. Let's go back to Mike Walder trying to put up some defense here. Is he just going to win a pawn here?
Yeah, it went wrong for Mike. That's but Mike will put up a defense. It's sometimes he has energy issues.
Maybe the fact that it's the first game tonight, he's got just enough energy to invest in that.
Yeah, it's but White's got the extra pawn, the white squares, so certainly it's objectively winning if you're playing Karpov, just design and go over. But all right, there's some you blockaded the queen side. There's things to hope for. The knight hits the pawn on a4, so you can get white tied down a little bit. Mike's getting chances.
We'll see how this plays out. He's got Bala under 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes.
That's true. Sometimes it's very hard to convert against a good defense when you're low on time.
And in a couple of games earlier, we had some quick draws. It looks like they just got a little tired. This was Kevin Sun playing white against, I believe that's Jeff Anderson. And then Catherine Sunny Liu playing white against Kevin Fong. Took a draw on this position here.
A lot of Grandmaster draws there.
A lot of Grandmaster draws from non-Grandmasters. And
they're learning.
Yeah. And here is this game. LOL the Awesome Dude. Akshaj Pulajala taking on Nikunz Oza, who's playing black.
Yeah, and black is just barely hanging on. It's tough. Very, very tough. Oh, sacrifices a piece.
Look at that.
Now, pawn takes knight, then queen takes f2 check. Oh, nice shot.
Wow, look at that. Yep.
Oh, white shouldn't have allowed that. Too confident. Up 14 minutes on the clock and an extra pawn, and allows a great shot here.
Yeah, nice trickery right there.
So now white has to think. Probably needs to go king h2. Yeah, white's suddenly in trouble.
So then king h2 and then knight g5. At the bottom line, the h file is now open.
Yeah, it's or king h2, maybe knight takes f2.
Wow.
Get your pawn back. It's now not worse for black.
Oh yeah. Just take on f2.
Okay, Alexei asks a very important question. Did Abel ever take John Fedorowicz out for a drink? I was going to pay, as Alexei said, so I owe you money if you did that, Abel.
Yeah, I never saw him in the restaurant at all to even have that opportunity. And it was not for not trying, because frequently, actually, I would just hang out in that restaurant area, that bar area, just computer open, eating something, drinking something. And I don't remember seeing him walk in, even with the rest of a crowd, while I was in there. But I think he was playing. And, games were going like way past midnight in some cases. And, I just didn't get a chance to see him. And I think the other thing, too, is after the first night, I think some people went out somewhere to go eat. I think I know a group.
Oh, Abel, tell us a little bit about Cherry Hill. And, that was the gathering.
Yeah, it was when I was flying in, because I flew into Philadelphia and then Ubered to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is actually only like 10 minutes away. I was kind of surprised just how much green there is in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, like a lot of farm area and just green. It was really, really nice. And as you cross the Ben Franklin Bridge, I'm learning this. Got to see, where the Philadelphia Eagles played and the Phillies, because the stadiums are like right there. But in terms of the chess, it was nice. It seemed mellow, and it was a lot of fun. We had the award ceremony, the committee meetings, and then the play itself, and the venue was nice. I'm gonna actually include a pic in this newsletter of the main playing hall with people in it, and a cool shot of Lenderman and Neiman playing. But everyone was nice and everything was smooth, and it was a good experience. I personally am not so much into I saw a lot of this weekend. I'm not really into identifying people and I got to talk to that person. I got to talk to that person. Hey, can I schedule you for 15 minutes so we can talk about this now? Now I realized one of the main purposes is to do that, but I just wasn't into that. But in the people that I needed to talk to or wanted to see, I did do all that, and met some cool new people by accident. Adam Porth, who's the president of the Idaho Chess Association. I did play quads, and he was the TD in my quads. He had no idea who I was. I didn't have any idea who he was. And
that was the first time you met him.
Yes. Do you know him?
No, but Idaho Chester, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool. And he was telling me his background in the with Idaho and the state affiliate there. Uh, and so it's cool. So there were some like new connections, which is always fun. And as Alexi Root notes in the chat, we did have free food in the. Hey Judith, we did have free food at the award ceremony, which I wasn't sure they were going to do because they didn't announce that. The one thing that I was a little surprised by is the award ceremony was in a hall on site where nobody's gonna find that unless you like deliberately want to go look for that where the award ceremony was. So so I thought it was moderately attended, but it was a good feeling. It was a good crowd. It was nice. We had Lauren Goodkind at our table, and her parents, her sister Barbara was still playing a game, I think. And we all hung out, and Kimberly Dew was there, and everyone from New York, Sophia Road, and Steve Emmett, all of them. But it was nice. And the one cool thing who came up to get an award was Grandmaster Abhimanyu Mishra. So it was cool to see him. Very articulate young man. Now the youngest Grandmaster in history, eclipsing Sergei Karjakin's record. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but yeah, I was glad to be back and head home. So the drinks were not free at the reception, but like if you got soda drinks, they were free. If you got the other drinks, you had to pay, I think. So
so Ava, what kind of plaque did they give you for Organizer of the Year?
Yeah, it's like the standard plaque. The standard plaque they give for award winners. I think I'll have a picture of it in the newsletter because and you'll see Lauren's also. It's cool. It's hanging on at the Mechanics Institute now, and yeah, and that award is it's a team effort. I thanked all you guys when when I went up to get it because we enjoy the fun things that we do, and Alexi's putting the link in the chat. She did include that photo, and it was cool because Jim Eade came up with me and Lauren came up. We all took pictures, and then when Lauren got her award, we ran up to take pictures with her and her award. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I was glad to get back. That was kind of my fill of being gone, right? And then you have Kimberly Dew, whose biggest problem at the tournament was that she had to then go on and leave a little early because she had to catch a flight to Hawaii and go on vacation.
It's such a tragedy.
Yeah, no, it's like the problems of life. So what do we think here? Dulapala, almost 5 minutes left.
He gave an exchange, and Mike Wilder's making this really tough. Now he's up material. That D-pawn is quite a threat, but somehow I think black must be better if you do things right. It started here, and Balachandra sacrificed the exchange, but then the C-pawn goes. So you're only have a pawn for the exchange, and it's a very monster D-pawn, but White could easily lose this position if we're able to corral that.
And White had to have known that C-pawn might go, right?
Yeah, except something seems to have gone wrong for White. I think you were just all the chances were yours, and now maybe you're worse.
And Alexi agrees. Looks like a suspect exchange sack.
Not going to argue with Alexi.
Yeah, we still got to figure out, Alexi, if you're going to enter one of these sometime. But it is late where you're at. I recognize that. Probably 9:30 p.m.
So is Dallas 1 or 2 hours difference from the West Coast? Just one.
Thought it was 2. Yeah, it's 9:30 over there.
I stand corrected. Thank you, Alexi.
And Texas came in full representation. It looked like Julio Sedoro was there. A lot of the regulars from that represent the chess politics of Texas. And let me just go to this game because interesting end game. Aaron Nikoski is playing black here. This is board 3 against Sanjeev Anand. We have 2 bishops and 4 pawns against a rook and 6 pawns.
That rook seems to have run out of squares, so it's going to have to sacrifice itself for a bishop.
That is right. Wow.
Yeah, it was a good battle, but now it's going to be piece ahead for 2 pawns and looking to be winning for the white side.
Black got greedy. Got a little greedy.
Yeah. Snatch that pawn. No, 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 you don't want the pawn, but snatched it.
So this is live, but it's going to be a significant challenge for black. Going back.
And
yeah, go ahead.
That pawn on b5 is a problem, so on a white square.
Yeah, and then the king can get over there to support. And back to this one here. Where the material is even, but there's a lot of pressure.
Maybe okay for black, but a minute on the clock, it's tough.
And Judith plugging the quads that we're going to have this Saturday at the Mechanics Institute starting at 3 p.m. We have quite a few signed up. I think we're around 22, 24. And we have a good top section. So if you're a player that's around 1,000 to 2,200 around there, you could be below that or above that. We have quads for you, and the likelihood is that whatever quad you're in, there's going to be decent parity in terms of the strength of the players. So the link is in the chat. So if you want to come in and take part, 3 p.m. Pacific time, live at the Mechanics Institute, our championship quads. And we're maximizing our day because we have a Scholastic in the morning. Don't you just feel there has to be some tactics right here somewhere, somehow?
Yeah. I mean, white needs to do something. Maybe queen to g4. Maybe, and then if the white queen comes back, black queen comes back. A lot of ideas for white. I think black's hanging on, and meanwhile, black is up a pawn from the terrible position that he had earlier. Oh, rook, or just rook takes g7 check. Queen checks.
Looks like rook d7.
Yeah, rook d7, can you just block with rook to f7? You need to do it. You need to block. And then there's checks, but and maybe you run the black king around, but I don't see a knockout. I think black is holding on with precise defense, but with 46 seconds left,
You're not always the most precise person, for sure. As we watch this game unfold, big tournament for the Mechanics Institute coming August 21st to the 22nd. It's the Bernardo Smith Memorial. 5 rounds, FIDE rated. Game in 2 hours, 5-second delay. FPON is going to be playing live at Mechanics in that event. So,
hey, you've got a celebrity there, FPON.
And we hope to get a few more. So check that out. Bernardo Smith Memorial, not this weekend, but the following weekend. 2 days of FIDE rated action. Judah and I will both be there. And very exciting.
So Abel, in the old history of the Mechanics Institute, Bernardo Smith is important, but I've forgotten exactly why. Did you happen to research that?
That's a good question. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. Because I actually did look it up, and then there was like faint stuff about it. I don't think he was like some of the other people where he was a trustee or something like that, but I am gonna have to look that up. So gotta do that research. I know there's a little bit less written about him than some of the others, but that doesn't suggest anything, just how it was. And speaking of which, in the broadcast last week we talked to Joshua Anderson, the Chess Journalists of America. I'm curious. I know Carrie Lawless does a fantastic job keeping up on California chess history. Local chess history. I'm kind of looking to see if there's any young chess writers out there. Because one thing that could be interesting is to get a different perspective. And this doesn't suggest that opposing Carrie, but there's a lot of young chess players in the area, tons of them. But where somebody's got to take up for Carrie, right, to continue it on. And I'm curious why more people don't do that. Young folks write about stuff going on in the chess community, things of that nature.
Well, so many of them, they just love to stream. It's maybe a different.
Yeah, that's sort of the new history now, right? Yeah, Naroditsky, Daniel Naroditsky. But he was unique in his enjoyment of history, I think. I remember there was a broadcast where we were talking that kids just don't seem to be as interested in history, chess history, really much. I think it was in reference to like there was a class that we had where the kid wasn't really so much focused on the history. They just wanted to learn more chess, right? And it's just interesting. It'd be nice to have, especially with everything going on in the world, to have someone that's in the wings that carried on and that may have a different perspective on things. So how's Mike Walder been doing here?
Yeah, I somehow think he could have done better than this. I think now White has some advantage, but it's very tricky. And look at the time, 2.5 minutes for Balachandra.
Yeah, it looks like Mike is catching up, and that doesn't mean good things because he's catching up to the time where he had a significant time advantage.
Yeah, and the white king though is safe, and those black pawns are kind of loose. So You know, he
Just
needs to
text it.
play really accurately with the black pieces. Like king f6. Oh, I would have been aggressive, not worried about the h pawn. Um, yeah, now I'm worried about that b pawn. We can go rook a1 check and rook b8. Oh, no, even a knight doesn't matter. It's rook to c7 now. Takes knight. Oh, rook b7. Okay, maybe. And then because rook, if you win the knight, you, very complicated. Pass pawns, attacks on the king. Probably rook b4 is needed here by black. That b pawn looks like a monster.
And Lexi Root's putting some resources of some young folks that won chess journalism. And good to know. And maybe it's just developing that here in our area. Because there's not young writers of chess or chess history, or despite the number of players we have. So it'll be interesting. And Alexi says hi to Elliot Winslow. I actually played 2 games in the arena.
You did.
I did, and I got a win, and like I wasn't streaming it.
Well, of course, your concentration was better, not streaming.
And I beat Sauce Jacobian, Sacrifice and Crush.
Wow. Okay.
And it was a good game. And then I played Elliot Winslow. And yeah, Judith, we do not exactly have a state affiliate. Yeah, and I'll give you a perfect example of this. So, like, one of the things the affiliates are tasked for is doing like a newsletter or chess journal of some kind. Um, we haven't done that for years, even though you're supposed to. But they do a lot of things that you're supposed to do, and they don't do it. So, go figure. Rook a7. Whoa.
Very practical move. Get rid of black's a pawn because I didn't see how you could punch that b pawn through. So white will at least have better pawn structure in the 3 against 3.
But white, 49 seconds left.
Okay, rook takes b6, rook takes a5, rook b1 check, king h2, knight e4.
You got to be kidding me that the that is funny. The Northern California and Southern California are going to have a joint magazine. I am shocked if that is true, and I'll tell you why. Because the Southern California magazine, Rank and File, is actually a really good magazine. They have in-depth coverage. They devote resources to publish it, and if if they had a joint magazine, Northern California would have all of the benefit. And I would be interested to hear from Southern California what benefit they would have of doing a joint. But well, what do I know? They haven't had elections in a couple of years, so Sean will do all the work. Yeah. So I could go chapter verse rail on the state affiliate of Northern California, which is called CalChess, but I won't do that. It's all going to speak for itself. But if there's anyone in the Twitch universe is watching this that can get any kind of answer when CalChess will have its next elections, please let me know, because I've sent an email to every CalChess board member. Not one has responded to me. Sean Manrose, who's the president of the Southern California Chess Association, has a lot to say about a lot of things, except when you ask him about CalChess. He goes completely dark. Completely dark. So, if anyone can get an answer on that, just let me know, because I haven't been able to do it, and I think I'm the only one out there asking. But whatever. So you think the pawn structure might tell the tale here?
Yeah, clearly Black has to watch the pawns. Easy job for White with stronger pawns. So um, Mike Wilder has more time, but the tougher road to go.
White down to 22 seconds left. I mean, I'm a member of CalChess. I should invite him on. Say, hey, why doesn't one person come on and ask you a few questions? Not a chance anybody would come on.
But Rank and File is a very old magazine from Southern California.
Yeah. And they put out good stuff. God, this looks so hard. I think this is the last game of the round going on.
Yes, objectively, White has the winning chances, but with so few seconds, you can just blunder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Gadir did win. One of the best games last night that was like a treat to follow was between Luis Uribe at the not last night, but on Tuesday night for the Tuesday night marathon. Luis Uribe played Leon Quinn,
Yes.
and it was a fantastic game to watch. And then Luis had him. He was improving the position, and then one blunder changed everything. And it was just unbelievable. You could play for over 4 hours, and the whole game ends on one misstep.
It's a shame. This is a cruel game that way.
Yeah.
You work so hard, you do what you should, and you think you get what you deserve, but not the reality. This looks like a draw.
It sure does. Got my dog going crazy over here. Lucy.
Okay, one of these players needs to offer a draw.
Is there anything White is looking at? Like maybe pushing to h5?
Yeah. Pawn to h6, get the rook to g6, take the pawn. The black king can go to f7, chase that rook away, or it can get to g6.
Now the one thing to watch out for.
Ouch, ouch. This is okay. Black may be losing a pawn now.
Yep.
Pawn h5. Okay, or the f pawn. And it's a draw, objectively a draw, but now black has to be careful.
Yeah, now it's even harder.
Okay, maybe on to h5. It's you could lose it with black in this short time control.
I mean, it almost looks like yeah. If the pawn can get to f4 for white, and then h5, and then the rook on the 6th rank.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
this is speaking of undeserved. I think this game is going to have an undeserved result.
And as Elliot points out, and the casual player, how's it going? Thank you for joining the broadcast. Going really well. I think this is the last game of round 5. The challenge for Mike is time. So Elliot's predicting he'll lose on time.
Now he just played a nice bold move. King to e5. You know, move that king. Good, good, good. Aggressive play. Love it. Maybe pawn h5 is a dead draw. That king on f4 is aggressive. Oh, that's a little passive, but good. Okay. Get back.
And
Rook to h8. What does white do?
Let's hope Mike doesn't get lost in calculations here. He's got a 5-second increment at least.
Okay. It's a drawn position, but easy to screw up. Ooh, no, no, no. Don't let that king to g3. Ouch, ouch. To move the rook. No. F4. It's gone wrong. This is undeserved. Undeserved. And now white's going to win the game.
And it looks like
yes.
It looks like white knows exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, well, you know, good technique by Balachandra. Mike, you didn't deserve this. Who is the casual chess player?
Yeah. And actually, I believe the casual chess player was even watching the stream from the U.S. Open, because I tuned in to say hi to Kostya. And I think I saw the casual player, as I did Mike Walder. He was watching the U.S. Open's Twitch chat. Or the stream, the Twitch stream. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep.
Ouch, that's it.
That's it.
The pawn ending's an easy thing, yes.
So you were on the stream or watching the stream? He's from New York. What? Yeah, what a shot there. Yeah, tough game. I think all the games from round 5 are in the books, and tough one for Mike Walder there. And Elliot, if you're did you end up helping Patrick hook up his stockfish? All right. Oops, I just messed up the chess.com. right, so we're gonna wait for the pairings and then enter the people we're gonna follow so that we can watch the next rounds. Round 6 should be up shortly. All the games just finished. Okay, good. So Elliot Winslow hooked Patrick up with Stockfish. I had asked Kostya if he could help him because Kostya actually helped me choose which engine to be the primary engine in Chessbase. So I had texted him if he could help Patrick, but then I asked Elliot because I know Elliot uses Stockfish. I use Stockfish, Chessbase, and then so he took care of him. So good. And let's see what's going on in the standings here now, or wait for them to get updated. And do not forget quads this Saturday afternoon. Bernardo Smith next weekend. Lots of chess action for the thirsty. We're here to quench the thirst of the thirsty chess players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So wait on the update. And it's great because in the game chat, Mike Walder and Dulapala are going over the game. Interesting endgame.
Yes, at the end, Balachandra has more energy. That's he won because of that. It's
yeah, it takes a lot out of you. I mean, just watching it, you almost have the sympathy pains of the tired and the exhaustion. I don't know how some of these kids do it. We were at the U.S. Open, and Ethan and Ella Gould, who were there, they play our events. My gosh, I mean, they were playing games like past midnight, and they were running around the lobby like no energy lost whatsoever. And looking at that, I'm like, I can't follow that. I played 3 games. I played the quads. And it was G30, 5-second delay. And by the end of the quads, I was just wiped out. And that's just, that's not even the length of a full regular game. All right, the standings are up. Gadir's got a half-point lead over Balachandra. Gadir with 4.5 out of 5. Sanjeev Anand, who lost his first-round game against Sonny Liu, but has been beaten up people since. He's got 4, so I think Sanjeev will have Gadir. And he does. He has Gadir with black. Oza is playing Balachandra. And yeah, we're going to have some good games. So let me start loading them up because I think they will start shortly. Yeah, so sorry, Nick. I didn't get a hold of the Fed.
Well, there's so much going on. And as Alexi was saying, you play some late games there. You want to socialize, see people you haven't seen for years, but then your game goes on and on because it's a big struggle.
Yeah. All right, the games should be starting within a minute. It'll just pop up. Anybody currently watching the chat besides Elliot? Were you at the U.S. Open? Let us know if you have. Next year's U.S. Open is going to be in like Rancho Mirage. It's in California. So I think a lot of our own chess community is going to be there. I'm trying to confirm where.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Years ago, it was in Pasadena, uh, Portnoy won or something, but the U.S. Open in Rancho Mirage.
Oh wow! And for those that are interested, I see the 2022 Pan American Intercollegiate Championship is going to be held at Washington Dulles Airport Marriott. Anand Domalapati is the organizer. So the Pan American will be live and in Washington, D.C. And as I'm looking, also the U.S. Amateur Team South, John Haskell will be the organizer, February 11th through the 13th, West Palm Beach, Florida. And the U.S. Amateur Team North is going to be in Schaumburg, Illinois, organized by Chess Weekend and Glenn Panner. So congratulations to them. And the games have started. Round 6 is underway. But the U.S. Open, Rancho Mirage, California, July 30th through August 7th.
Abel, do you know exactly where Rancho Mirage is?
Yeah, well, I don't, but let me look, because let's see here. It's in Riverside County.
Okay. Now,
one of the 9 cities of the Coachella Valley. Like
Palm
Springs.
Good.
Palm Springs, like around there.
So we'll be a little warm there for the U.S. Open, but our former Mechanics Institute president, Vince McCambridge, moved down there to Palm Desert. So he'll be well placed for the U.S. Open.
So we should expect to see him there. What about you? Would you go and play since it's that close?
I think actually, yeah, sure. To Palm Desert next year. That's for Rancho Mirage, yes.
There you go. We'll just take our computers and stream some games from there. And as round 6 is currently underway, just want to give a shout out Palm Springs, the Joshua Tree. Oh, I wasn't even like looking at the chat, so I have to like. Oh yeah. And we bid on the U.S. Amateur Team West for 2022, so we're waiting to hear.
You had a great Amateur Team West in 2020, right before the pandemic started.
Yeah. I'm so glad.
And people just loved it.
So glad we got that in. I mean, it was like literally a month later we were closed. And then we had a great one last year online. A lot of fun. So, well, what do you think of Sanjeev's chances here as black?
You know, this is a solid position. This is a Caro-Kann. So, you know, white's a little bit better. Black is solid, but you have to press his white. So we've got the man to do that, Gadir, but Sanji's right. He's solid for now.
And actually, you're being lobbied to be the Irwin representative next year.
Now, I'm not sure what the Irwin representative is.
So that's the senior tournament of state champions. The thing is, you'd have to win the senior tournament, but it usually gets like 20 players or so. So you'd have to win that, and then you would go on to play the. And I mean, they had some dollars on the line for the champion. They named it after a friend of Rockefeller's.
It's not like named after that, Australian fellow Steve Irwin, uh,
The crocodile hunter?
yes, that's
No,
it.
no, it is not. So let's check in on Balachandra playing black here against Uza.
Ooh,
Nikunj Uza.
Balatranja. He's looking to smash that pawn up to e5.
E5 and then F5 and all that.
He played very quickly with blacks. He's prepared this opening. People are preparing against the London system.
I know a player at Mechanics that absolutely hates the London system.
Only one. You only know one
Well,
hater of this.
well, one that I know of. There might be more, and they just haven't revealed themselves. But deliberately studies openings to try to smash it, try to get people out of their comfort zone. And
Well,
what
I love
yeah, go ahead.
Balachandra is playing so quickly. Still, more time on the clock than when he started, and really prepared.
Yeah, these are waters he's been at before. Let's take a look at Kevin's son. Boy, Kevin is really developing. Like as a player, he's getting stronger and stronger. He's playing black in this game. I remember it's so funny when Kevin first started coming to the Mechanics Institute. Uh, I I think he was paired with Judith, as like an extra game, and he was just like taking forever to make his moves, and it was kind of funny. And I mean, that was probably a year ago, and now here he is, and and growing in strength.
How old is Kevin now?
God, if his dad is watching in the chat, uh, how old is Kevin? Like, I don't know, 11, something like that. He's 8.
Oh, okay.
8 years old. Yeah, he's getting strong. Just sees tactics, and yeah, he's a giant.
Now, Elliot in the chat said Gadir is already winning. But
All right, let's
that's
take a look. He is already winning.
what's happened? Okay, he's won the exchange. How did he win the exchange that quickly?
In a Caro-Kann. Let's see here. That's how you do it.
Out, and he let him take it. Why didn't he go pawn to b6? I mean, there's pawn to c5, but okay, it's you give up the exchange, you just lost.
Was there anything with it to Queen F3? No, right?
Well, I think if pawn to b6, pawn to c5 was the move.
Yeah.
It's not nice for black, but okay, you
Oh, yeah. I see that.
take the complications instead of a sure loss.
And then the game went on. Yeah. And this certainly will be tough for black to play. Let's go to this board with Aaron Craig playing white against Kalen Melville. Out of a French.
Looks about even here.
Yeah, probably mostly book at this point.
Kevin Sung should be. He'll probably play in some of these FIDE championships once they start up again. World Youth under 10.
Yeah, he's got to work his rating up a little bit. And Elliot mentions, sort of the young, kind of the giant right now of kids that young is Henry Deng, who won the elementary school championship, which I believe is the Rockefeller. And, he's like almost 2,000 rated, but, I mean, Kevin's going to catch up pretty soon. Yeah, it's gonna be a matter of time before he's one of the kids that's competing. World Youth, World Cadet, all those. That is a tough spot to be in here. But white's already up material, so.
Well, here knight is pinned, so you get your knight back. Knight to d2. I think this is theory still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I slightly prefer white.
And let's go back to Motif against Balachandra. E5 was eventually played there.
And again, a huge rating difference here.
And Elliot in the chat, that is Kevin's son we were talking about. And Kongai is Kevin's son's dad. Yeah, we definitely have a huge rating difference here in this game. There it is, F5.
Okay. And black's being very aggressive on the king side. It's no safe London system anymore. It's a fight. But maybe white can go pawn takes e5. Black recaptures, probably pawn takes e5, and then pawn to e4 would be interesting tactical complications.
And let me check in on this game here. Catherine Sunny Liu is playing black here against Risnesh Ravind.
Okay, pawns and pieces even. Yeah, white's attacking. Black can hold it off if you're careful. Well, there's white pieces there, but on the king side, but just as many black pieces defending. bishop on e4 is a good defender for black.
So white trying to keep the pressure on. Look at this position. Look at this chain of pawns. And while we have the opportunity, I want to give a shout out to our chief TD, Judith Stare, who pairs the games one by one, gets them going, uploads the standings and the pairings, and does all of that stuff. So thank you, Judith. And she'll be with us on Tuesday night at the Mechanics Institute for what will be round 6 of the Tuesday night marathon.
When did Judith get back from Hungary?
She got back a few days ago, and you know she's hitting the ground running because she's gonna be Saturday with us for the Scholastic, and then the quads, and then next weekend with the Bernardo Smith, and as well as the TNM. So she's back, and I think everyone's looking forward to having her back at the club.
As Alexi says, yes. Shout out to Judith.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what's happened on board 1 here.
Well, I have to say, this is lost, but you made it to an even pawn ending with Gadir. Very good, very good. You know, 4 pawns against 4 pawns. It's
And you know, it's some of this sort of, hey, let's make it look good, or I mean, did something happen that, you know, kind of like equalize? Like this was the position. Yeah, he just took that night.
yes, it's just because it's the outside pass pawn that wins the king and pawn ending. So Gadir knows this.
Yeah.
But still, okay, you made it there, and okay, can you find one slimy bit of hope? It's
This is where you take a screenshot and say, hey, look at this position I have with Gadir, move 37.
yes.
We each got 4
Yes.
pawns.
Yeah, the problem is the white b pawn deflects the black king, and the white king just runs in. Oh, now it's easy. And actually, just pawn to g5, just queen of pawns. I think it might. You get to run pass pawns on the b file and on the h file. Gadir has a couple choices to win the position. How he does it, pawn to g5.
Just like that. And if you take with h, you just push it along. Huh?
Yeah, white just queens now. But he was going to lose even with best play, so.
Yeah. And that is it. Gadir Gusainov takes care of business and gets the win against Sanjeev Anand. And this seems to be like the one of the interesting games of this round here.
Yes, no, this as predicted, you know, that's okay. White took a opportunity. This pawn to e4 kind of trying to break things up, because queen on c2 is kind of eyeing that black pawn on g6. Queen takes on e4, and that black knight on d5, it can't move because of the bishop on B7 is hanging. So Belatranja may have played a little too quickly here.
And we may have a guest come in. We may have Judith jump in and hang out with us for a little bit. And looking to fix the windows for when she does come in. Hey, Judith.
Hey guys.
Hi, Judith.
Thanks for joining. I'm fixing the camera windows, so
No problem.
there we go. So, how's everything from the tournament director's perspective?
Everything is good. All smooth. We had, I think, one or two players who were missing for first round, but that's normal, and second round is smoother for the day. So
And
usual things is perfect. So
and you hunted them down, I have no doubt.
well, yeah, but it's fine.
There we go. Thanks for
It's fine.
thanks for joining
That's
it. And as you could tell, you were very much missed by our chess community here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back, and I'm very excited about Saturday. We have a good turnout, it seems, for the Scholastic Morning Tournament, and we are also getting a lot of registration for the quads. And I think now that people seeing who are signing up, I think it will actually result in more sign up for tomorrow and maybe even Saturday morning. And also on-site registration is open, so if anyone wants to just come and register on site, I think we are open until 2:45. We're gonna close registration at 2:45, so we can start the quads at 3. Quads require a little bit more prep in the beginning, but then it's a smooth sail. So
Perfect. And I will be right back, but I've now switched it to Mike Walder's game. Be right back.
oh, nice. Yeah, I guess Gadir got the job done, right?
Yes, yes. that one's over.
That one is over, and I guess he's glad to go probably get some sleep. But we are really grateful that he's playing, because I think it's always an experience for our players that they can play with Gadir. He's a true sportsman, grandmaster. It's really nice to see him play. Okay, so we have Mike here.
Yes, and it's looks good for White. The Black King having to run around. White's got some good squares.
Yes, and we have we have 3 players with 3.5 points, and obviously Mike already played the IM last round, so he's not the one who paired up, and an 1851 player Nick Kung is paired up for the IM, so Mike and the other 3.5 are playing against each other. And there's significant difference between the two players rating, both USCF, and obviously the viewers can see their chess.com rating is quite different. So but who knows, because Mike played until the last minute, so he didn't get a lot of rest, right?
Yes, Mike was. He never should have lost that game, but just got tired with the
Yeah.
blow. But now here he plays a shot, hoping for knight takes e8, queen takes, pawn on f7, checkmate. Although, here black could play pawn to g6, bishop takes f7 check, king to g7. That bishop may not be in a great situation. So hope Mike's not too tired after that terrible battle from last round.
Yeah, I even asked him in the chat, hey Mike, are you playing? Because I was ready to pair and I wanted to make sure, because both him and Elliot have been in the past kind of withdraw from the tournament when they were tired, and that game must have been really tiring for Mike. So kudos to him for staying in the tournament and playing. And yeah, it seems like his opponent is thinking.
Judith, you're not tired with the jet lag. You're recovering?
Yeah, it's always a few days. It did not help that I mean, my family, my two daughters and my husband got back on Tuesday evening, so that's why I had to miss this Tuesday night marathon. And so the kids were up early and they had a first day of school yesterday, so excitement
oh wow,
was really up. Yeah, I told my daughter that you guys spent the whole summer in Hungary, so they were really lucky. So
yeah, and then they had to fly back and start school right away.
yeah, I know, but it's actually good because with the jet lag they are up anyway, so they don't have to transition back to early get up. So I think they use the jet lag to their advantage. But yeah, definitely looking forward getting a little bit normal sleep from and not waking up at 4 a.m.
Well, Judith, you're just like the deer. It's him. He's playing a game at 4 a.m. here, his time. So that's
yeah.
You and he, just part of the team, the Tuesday night and Thursday night marathon.
Yeah, I was actually telling here at home that this is the first Thursday night I don't have to get up in the middle of the night. But I always said it's actually a good thing. I enjoyed doing that and made it for a unique Thursday evening, Friday dawn experience when you're in Europe. So, and I'm grateful that I could go. It's nice, and thankful for mechanics for the accommodation. So very much appreciated.
It's weird that the cameras got unbalanced. How did that happen?
What's that? I don't know where your camera is.
I didn't change anything. Yeah. Almost like there's a fourth.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you turned off your camera.
Oh, my off?
Yeah.
Oh, it unplugged.
Oh,
it unplugged. That's why.
Yeah, it's unplugged. Anyway, so look forward to Saturday. Also, I have a lot of catch up to do with Scholastic Awards. I know a few PLAers are waiting for their medals and trophies. I know Abel and Gabe have been working really hard to deliver some of the awards and ship some of the awards. But we have a few others to catch up. So I'm thankful for the patience from players. And it's great to see the interest, continued interest in online chess. And also like our online classes and our regular classes. We're getting ready for the fall. It seems that most of the places we will be able to start in-person classes, which is amazing. And so hopefully we'll will start. Some classes start in a few weeks. Some are starting in September.
It's
And
it's kind of amazing how fast that is creeping up on us.
yeah, yeah, it is. So if anyone's watching us and you guys want to come and coach for mechanics, we are hiring coaches specifically for weekdays afternoon slots, typically from 1 to 5 time slots. We have a lot of classes and Mike did win the game. Good.
He's taking all Black's pieces, both rooks, the queens, and everything with check. Robert Smith made one tactical error and just lost his whole horses.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mike was saying that NH5 is a mistake up in the eighth. I think eighth move was it. So, yep. But I really like Mike. He's always really nice in the chat and giving feedback to his opponents. So that's really nice. And let me go into the Google Sheet and make a note that Mike did win his game. At least he can go and rest up and then come back for the last 2 rounds next week. We are finishing up with round 7 and 8 next week. And then I think we have a week off and then starting up in September. So.
And Judith, the San Francisco schools, when are they starting?
There we go.
They are starting around now, and we will be starting the classes in September. So taking
the chess
registrations.
Classes start in September.
Yeah, taking registrations now. We also will have free youth outreach programs that you have started about how many years ago? 10 years ago almost, right?
Yes, that's a long time.
It's a long time. So, yeah, absolutely. And, but, leaderships are having meetings right now. So I just actually got an email from one of the school contacts that they are having a meeting today. So we'll be able to set up which is the best day. They also changed some of the schedules, like the middle schoolers don't have as much lunchtime. So that's a little bit sad, but that's life.
Yeah, those are little things that we didn't think about that, where we've previously had lunch classes. I'm wondering if anyone changed the duration of those classes and that, that it affects us too.
Yeah, and so that's my response to specifically for Francisco Middle School, which they have been a long time beneficiary of our free youth outreach as well as, but they are really active and really appreciative. I told them find an afternoon and basically let's transition the lunch class into an afternoon. So hopefully they will be able to do that. The kids are back next week. They start next week on Monday. So that's the official first day of school. But again, a lot of the leaderships are meeting this week and hopefully we can get those started. And some of the schools I still need to hear back from them because they have been on vacation, well-deserved vacation after their online virtual year. So I don't blame them to want to stretch it out as long as they can.
So
what do you think of this craziness right here, Nick?
Yeah, this is a mess. You think Belachandra would have had it under control? No, it's all the pieces are loose, both sides. So tenses for both sides. Maybe looking to sacrifice an exchange. The bishop takes the rook on f4. The knight jumps into a powerful square. but white doesn't have to capture right away on f4.
And good time management as well, like having a good position against an IM, you would think that you would need a lot of time when the difference is so big, but no, he's managing his time quite well. So.
And we'll follow this game, but I want to go to this end game between Kalen Melville and Aaron Craig, and I'll switch the board orientation. White's pretty in control just because of that past B pawn, right?
Yeah, right now pawn up for white. Those C pawns are doubled, which but white has to have the advantage. Probably you should guard your pawn. That B pawn's your friend, so something like I tend to think rook a5 rather than rook to b1, but either of them you save your pawn.
Hey, so Judith, I remember when you were in Hungary, you took a great picture where you were at some park with a live chess set. Tell us about that. Like it was like a big life-size chess set.
Yeah, it was actually very fun. Um, it was at a go-kart place.
Wow.
So we were racing go-karts. It was really, really good experience. But it was so funny because it was International Chess Day. And I saw all my friends in Europe posting,
Right.
playing chess, and also FIDE had their challenge to teach kids or teach someone chess in your community who hasn't played chess before. And so I was like in the countryside, and I was, traveling, and who can I teach, right? And we went to this go-kart place, and there was a life-size chess set. So I didn't teach anyone because they weren't really interested in learning chess. So all those people who got there to drive, but at least I could correct the board because it was totally set up incorrectly, like not even close.
And Judith combining her passions for racing and chess all in one
Yeah,
shot there live.
yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was a really good experience. So, and we were lucky because, well, not lucky, but we were tricky because you kind of pay for the number of races, right? And the first race, the time recording machine wasn't working, and so I tried to negotiate with them. Well, without the recording of the time, it doesn't really worth it, right? So we got an extra race out of our money. So that's was good.
You mean like a
You're
day? Like
What was that?
you mean you can go for like a one of the practice days or something?
No, 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 no.
Oh, the
So
go
it's
kart,
like,
the go kart. Yeah,
yeah, it's a go-kart. So
yeah.
it's a little go-kart race track, right? So one race probably lasts about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's fun. Almost as much fun as like I want to look up where to go here to race.
I think there's one in like Redwood City area, I think. Well, I don't know if it's still up, but I think there was one before.
Yeah, and Stockton had a go-kart racing track, or has, I don't know, around the fairground. But I know recent developments, they were trying to convert that area to like affordable
Yeah.
housing, so to tackle some of Stockton's homeless population. So we'll see. So what is Kalen is doing here?
Oh, should we go to Kalen's game? This is Nikun's Oza against
Okay.
Balachandra. But let's
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at that game because Aaron Craig, who's playing Kalen right now, was was emailing. He's a big fan of the Twitch stream. He watches the Thursday and then he goes back and looks at the Tuesday. Uh, so I said, well, since you're a fan, I'm gonna have to cover your games a little bit more. So, and this one's a good one to cover because he looks like he's doing okay as
We'll
White.
go a little bit down on time, so
Yeah, Kalen probably should have used a little more. But
yeah.
and then we were also following Kevin's son's game here. Although it looks like Aaron Nikoski's up a pawn.
Oh, ouch. Somehow the queen charged into b7, and d6 pawn's going to go, and then the d5 pawn's going to go. This wasn't what black had
And Alexei
planned.
was saying, "Did you pretend you were an F1 driver?" Totally, totally. I was not scared. I was like knocking people out and overtaking, and I was totally pretending I'm an F1 driver. It's a lot of fun. So I can totally see how people are getting really passionate and about that. So
She went the
who
brute.
knows? Maybe we'll take up a new hobby. So
You never know. That is true.
and meanwhile, Michael Zhao finished his game, one against Ian Lio, or sort of rhyming last names there, as well as Ritwik Narenda, one against Ivan Zhang.
And Ridwick that's another player. Is he playing the quads this weekend?
Oh, is he? Okay.
Oh, I don't know,
Cool.
but he should because
Yeah, he should.
he's got the rating for it. It's solid 1900 or something.
And Marina Zhao won as well, so very fun. Very fun to see.
The family taking care of business.
Yep. And we can see that school is back because the Zhao kids needed to take buys here and there. So so I'm glad to see both of them playing this round, and hopefully they can finish up next week. And then let's see, because I don't think they can come to the Tuesday night marathon. That would be just too brutal for them.
Yeah, I'd be getting back late.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And here's Jimmy Gray against Christopher Nelson. White doing good, putting the pieces right in Black's face over there.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, pawn up for black. Somehow I think black's doing quite okay here.
And despite all those pieces down there, as Paul has said, only matters if they're doing something.
Yeah. And okay, that knight on c7 is attacking the queen, but go queen to d6. Maybe the knight has to go back to b5. Could get a repetition. And then queen back to e6, back to e5.
Wow, interesting. It didn't go to d6.
Ouch. Now I think
Aren't you
knight
hanging
takes,
d5?
yeah, knight takes d5 because bishop takes h3 would threaten mate, but that would run into knight f4, guarding the mate. hitting the queen, hitting the bishop on 8b. So
Yeah.
that looks like a mistake.
Yeah, that seems to be a mistake. And kudos to Christopher Nelson. I think I mean, I think this is his first online tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, he's coming in with a little bit of older rating. Truly exciting to see these players taking on chess again. And it's really fun to getting those emails from players saying that they used to play chess and they are thinking about restarting it. It's really cool. So
join us at the Mechanics Institute. And,
yeah,
we'd love to be a part of the re-engagement.
And even if you just want to try out how it works, we can always give you guys extra games, house games. So we had an email today asking if they should join the Tuesday night marathon. And obviously, I think it's not worth it anymore because we only have a few rounds left. But they can always come and we can find them a house game.
Almost every week we need a house player.
Yeah, we need a house game, yeah. So if anyone's listening and you guys want to try out chess at Mechanics, Tuesday night is really a live and fun and exciting night. So come down or come up wherever you
depending where you're at, right?
And just have your USTF ID ready. Hopefully it's renewed and live membership, and then we can give you an extra game, a house game. Absolutely no problem. So.
And you rate the house games? Those are.
Yes, they are rated. They are not FIDE rated, but they are USCF rated. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of times we're adjusting the time control also, based on players' needs if they have a house game. So look what's happened in this position from the game we were following earlier with Aaron Craig and Kalen Melville. Is this still a win?
Oh, yes, but I think for the other side, it's that.
Yeah, what happened here? So something
the
happened.
rook went to B1 instead of A5, and Black was able to bring the king back.
Yeah.
And then. Oh, and trading rooks was, White should not have traded the rooks.
Yeah.
Because now you have a king and pawn ending, and okay, 4 pawns each, but just look at those pawns.
Connected.
White has the doubled pawns, and Black has 4 connected pawns.
How suddenly things change.
Yes. So this is a very interesting pawn ending. Should be good for Black, but pawn endings are tricky. So we could see maybe a mistake from Black come up. It's how do you advance those pawns for Black? Or maybe G6 is a good move.
That's how one learns, says Mike Walder.
Mm-hmm.
Let me.
And do you guys know when that offer was made? Did they miss that?
Oh, in that game?
Yeah, in the Kalen's game.
I don't know when it was offered.
Okay, because I see a draw for it was declined by Kalen, and I was wondering, I didn't hear the click, but I might actually have it muted. I don't know. Yeah,
no, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it either.
Yeah. So.
Back to board 2.
That's a dramatic turnaround in Kalen's game, from trying to win to now or trying to hold the draw, and now he's very much trying to win. Oh, but Balachandra is jumping around with his knights.
He's trying to open up that diagonal for the bishop on b7. So should white move the rook on e1 then?
Um, this, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. You can also just take that knight on d3. Pawn takes d3, queen takes d3, rook takes, black plays rook takes e1, and white gets in a queen g check. So this is getting all very tactical, and
which is good for black.
Yeah, although it's just white's got shots in this position too. So just quite a mess. And if you're the higher rated player, as Balachandra is, you don't want to see such a mess.
There. Yeah,
yeah, maybe he got a little bit shaken after the last game. It was a close escape, and he should not have. Or no, I shouldn't say that. He should not have. Mike is a very, very strong player, especially with his preparation. Oh my God, it's amazing. But anyway, so maybe he.
Yeah, that was a great game. That
yeah, it was,
fifth round game.
Really was.
Mike Walder and Balachandra.
Okay, and our lower boards are getting the job done. Austin.
Yep.
Just won. No, I'm sorry about that. No, Akshay just won against Austin, and also we had result Nizu won against Zarius May. So
and Ritwik Narendra.
See them playing last 2 rounds next week.
Yep, there it is. Kaylin found the key here.
Oh, well,
now
that black pawn runs.
And there's no, if white can gobble up those other 2 pawns, nah, you didn't even try. Kaylin Melville gets the win.
Nice.
And checking in on Kevin Sun's game here.
Kevin has which side here?
Kevin's black.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. So I guess white just
oh wow,
took a rook on
b5. Yeah. Yes.
Or Kevin.
Yep, he hung that.
Out.
What a shot. And the thing is, Kevin's been doing this to other players at the TNM, the live TNM. But it looks like he's the one that got caught this time around. So back to board 2 here. Black deep in thought and does play rook d1. Did Oza.
Okay, it's a messy position. It's just really messy. Those knights are good. White has good pieces.
It's like so tense that you almost don't want to be the one to have to make the move. Ducats,
yeah.
Ducats.
Right now, white has to guard the pawn on h3.
Cleveland. Cleveland won his game.
You got the win.
You got the win. Good job.
Good for Cleveland.
And two of the older gentlemen fighting it out.
Nice to see our adult learners. We're rooting for our adult learners.
Yeah, and Bruce is also becoming somewhat our regular. He is actually joining us from a different state, but he's been during the pandemic. I think he found us and he likes to play with us, and he usually joins us for the Thursday night, or we used to have the Tuesday night online, and it's great to see him coming back. So thank you, Bruce, if you're listening. We appreciate your loyalty to mechanics, and hope you can visit us soon in person.
And the other thing we're seeing a lot of at Mechanics is we're seeing new people stopping by and wanting to come visit and check out the TNM and things like that. So I love it. It's good to get people in.
Kevin finished his game. He lost against Aaron, so that's fun.
Yeah.
We have 4 games left, guys. That's not too bad.
Not too bad for this time, because usually we're ending at like 9:20 around there. 20.
Yeah, and I think we can all use the sleep.
Yes. And but this is the game that's gonna take us deep into past 9 o'clock. At least it's an exciting one.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike Wilder's here, but yeah, he just had lots of chances against Bellichandra.
And
Alexei, I will.
She's imploring me to put the link in there.
I will put, or Abel, you can put it. I don't know.
Yes, okay, in the Chess Cafe, and let us advertise our wonderful Chess Cafe on Mondays, 4 p.m. Pacific time. People just join in, they chat, some chess, but just some discussion of the chess world. It's very friendly, people of all sorts of different levels.
And that's a strong cafe when you think about like who's in attendance. So it's Alexei Root and Elliot Winslow and Nick, and then we have like the new learners there, right? And and people that are developing their chess. It's like, there's something for everyone at the Chess Cafe on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
And I also put in the link for the cumulative list of all of the offerings for our non-scholastic community. Obviously, scholastic players are welcome to join, but this is for non-scholastic. I know Nick's class, the middle game studies through the end game, through the TNM games have just ended. So we are working on coming up with the next class. Nick, I heard some really exciting rumors about next class. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, sorry, we haven't. You've been away, and we haven't made the plans for the next class yet.
I see. Okay. No, I mean, I know we haven't made plans. I heard a really, really cool and exciting title for your next class. Maybe I'm able, can I share that?
Yes, absolutely.
So I heard that you are open to do a class on Zugzwang.
Oh, well, okay, that sounds like a good plan. That would be fun.
I had an amazing game at the U.S. Open. Well, I mean, it wasn't amazing in terms of, I should have won that game. And I should have easily seen it. But, everyone that was looking at that game was saying, wow, this is like an instructive game. And I think it would be fun to have a class on Zugzwang. Just kind conceptually, or what you're playing for, because I think it sort of reveals ideas you should be looking for, right, when you're trying to force a win, or when you're trying to maximize that advantage.
So, Mike, I heard that Nick is open for such a class. So if we can convince him, then he would be giving that class, Nick. And if you have any material, please send it to us. That
Well,
would be
I
great.
just reading from Michael Wilder that he has some great Zugzwang examples, and then
Yeah.
we've got Abel's game from the the U.S. Open. So
Yeah, but
have
and
some.
people said that you have a lot, you have material as well yourself. So I think it's going to be uh,
it,
it's going to be really good.
I think Zugzwang is something with it. When you see it, it's almost like there's a fascination, right? It's like, whoa, like, wow, like it has that like wow factor. So
Well, it's always nice that you win a game by having your opponent move.
right, exactly. Because like everyone wants to be white first, right? You want to be white, you want to have the move, but Zugzwang is an occasion where you actually don't want to be moving, or don't want to be have to have the move. So it was fun stuff. It was I had like 4 seconds left on my clock, so I really wasn't paying attention to what I should have been. I was looking at the clock more than the game. And I could have zugzwang my opponent and forced him to make a losing move, and just did not notice it and see it. And then after the fact, it's like, wow, it was right there in front of me. But it was fun. It was fun. So I ended up getting a draw instead of a win. So again, Balachandra under 5 minutes now. He seems to like to play with time, getting low on time.
Now, this is a complicated position, and he's gotten the H pawn. I don't think White should have given away that H pawn. Still very complicated. And the standings are Gadir is in first, but Belachandra must be in second, half a point behind if he would win this game.
Correct. Half a point behind. But it's going to be tough to see who's going to stop or slow down Gadir.
And I have Mike Bear emailing me about the go-kart place in Dublin and Livermore and Hayward. So that's so much fun. You guys are so nice. Oh, that's really interesting. So
About what?
Mike Bear was emailing me about the go-kart places.
Oh, go-kart. Yeah.
In the Bay Area. So.
Where?
Dublin and
Dublin.
Livermore and Hayward. But I knew about Livermore.
Yeah.
But,
and I think there
that
used
would
to
be
be
a
one
little
in
bit-
Redwood City, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not terribly close to me. So. Anyway.
Oh, this last move into G2. Like, yeah, you maybe play it when your opponent has 30 seconds left, but look at that bishop on B7, and you're, oh, king to G2. It's fate for punishment. What happens on pawn to E3?
Oof. Oh. Speak of the devil.
You're getting a discovered check.
Yeah, do some like Queen C1 or something, though. Oh no, you got
Yes,
it.
but even then, discovered check when at least the exchange.
Very tough.
This
I,
Knight points out Queen C1, Knight F4, double check.
I
Queen the
think.
bishop E2.
So how did I didn't actually play the U.S. Open event. I played one of the quad side event because that's all I could handle. So I played a quad. I got a half out of 3. I played a national master in the first round, Joseph Wan from Iowa. I think he told me, and then I played the second game where I should have had a Zug Zhuang to get a win, but it ended up being a draw. And then I think I played in the final round Leila Dekin's son,
Oh, nice.
who's an expert, and that was,
Nice.
the game where I played Joseph Wan. It was a great game. I'm like proud of the game I played. Played aggressive. Just came up short. And wow, Balachandra Dulapala gets it done. Fantastic win.
Oh, what a forceful last move.
Yeah.
Double check, winning the queen.
So, is this the last game? Robert Turner?
Yes. So chess appeals ends and Wabi. So Kevin and Jeff Henderson is the last game.
So yeah, by the time I played the third game of the quad, even though it was game in 30, I was tired.
Yeah, and I mean you had to hold the clubs committee meeting,
Oh
so
yeah.
that and then attend the award dinner or lunch, and you attended other committee meetings. Just I think it's really important. So it's not like you had all the time to just
All the time in the world.
right?
Yeah. And then I had to spend some time eating that cheesesteak in Philadelphia, which was time well spent, let me tell you. Went to Sonny's Cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, and mozzarella cheese, and I'm gonna have a picture of it in the newsletter of the cheesesteak sandwich.
Nice.
So
Hopefully it passes.
well, people from Philadelphia are gonna have to let me know if it passed muster. But oh, it was delicious. It was delicious.
Justice.
It,
Yeah.
it was delicious, and let me tell you the one difference, because I had a cheesesteak at the hotel also, in Cherry Hill at the Crown Plaza. The one very distinctive, and I told somebody this. I don't know if it was Kimberly Dew or Danny. The one difference in the cheesesteak I had in downtown Philadelphia was that the bread, the roll, was buttered. You could tell it was buttered on top and on the bottom. And that stood out because it was like so delicious. And then the one I had at the hotel, the bread, it was, the cheesesteak was good, but the bread was dry on top, right? You could tell, it's dry. And I'm like, no, you put the butter on top and warm it up. That was like the best. And then mozzarella cheese, and then you got the peppers, and it was just fantastic.
So we have the last game between Kevin Fong and Jeff Anderson.
Oh, we still have a game going, huh?
Yeah, and yeah, that's why I'm not working yet in putting the result, I think.
Oh,
Um,
this is a tough match, Jeff Anderson and Kevin
yeah, it
Fong.
is a tough match and equal three minutes. Although hopefully, probably Jeff will be able to convert this soon.
And
Chesapeake's. Who is Chesapeake's?
Kevin Fong,
Chesterfield is Kevin Fong. So
the lawyer Kevin
again, a
Fong.
match um, between two of our regular adult players. So
And I imagine the cheesesteaks in Rancho Mirage will be dry, just like they were at the hotel.
yeah, that would be a dry in the desert, right?
You got to put the butter on top. Yeah, that was good. I saw the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall. And I did all of that in like a few hours because that's all the time I had. And you can do it. I mean, I had no idea New Jersey and Philadelphia were that close. Like minutes, just cross a bridge. So we have, if we had an award to give for player that brings the action, Balachandra, his two games were fun to watch.
Yeah, he had the most excitement. Well, maybe Michael Wilder also. But,
Is it a problem? I guess not, because how do you? Because I was looking at Black's pawn chain. Is is that a problem for Black that everything is on dark square there?
yeah, it's so good, but no, I mean, it's not a problem here. It's easy technical win, 2 pawns up. Um, Various ways to mobilize those pawns, bring the knight to e3 or something.
But he's trying to figure out how to do it here.
You guys want to hear something funny?
Yes.
So Cal McCarthy-Sneed
Yeah.
and the family, they moved to Stockton. So
Oh,
Cal, yeah, the Cal actually goes to the same high school as Reka did. So we're trying to get that chess club up and going again. So
Oh, nice.
I just emailed the high school leadership that, okay, what do I need to do to become the faculty advisor for that club, so that the kids can start, because I think it would be really good that they could learn from Cal and have a vibrant chess club, hopefully, that Jacob wasn't able to do. So
Well, you got some pretty high-powered people leading it, with you being like faculty advisor, and then Cal. I mean, that's a very strong player.
yeah, so hopefully, but I mean, things are just starting up, so nowhere near it's starting, but Sarah just told me, yeah, Cal was looking for where's the chess club, and there's no chess club, so I mean, not yet, but hopefully it will be happening. So
does Tallulah and the other daughters still play chess?
I have no idea, but I'll definitely ask her. I'm gonna have coffee with her tomorrow, so hopefully I'll ask her and see how they are doing. I know they go to the same school as Bori now, so not in the same grade, but maybe we can start the chess club there too, and have a girl power.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see.
So they go to the same school as Bori?
Yeah.
Okay.
The two younger ones, yeah.
Well, that's kind of funny how that worked out.
Yeah. So Kirak said that summer championship. Jeff got mad at me for cracking my knuckles on his move and threatened to call Abel over if I did it again. So that probably ruined my psychological chances of win. We drew and he went home to Napa. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That Jeff, yeah, Jeff can be like that, but he's fine. He's good.
And I would have been, okay,
Okay, and this is done as well. So let me,
Judith's
uh,
she's gonna do the work and put up
yeah,
the,
let me do that. I think I only have that one to
and to that
confirming that Jeff did win it. So
and to that point, at the end of the day, if someone engages in behavior that another player may deem annoying, that is something that, some people don't mind the noise of the cracking of the knuckles. Some people do. At the end of the day, we want to see chess played and the result be over the board. So we'll regulate that. But
so let us know, guys, because we can actually tell the opponent to.
and if you were inside the Mechanics Institute on Tuesday, you knew I had to resolve a whole separate issue inside the chess room of let's just say an issue of an older gentleman versus a very very young kid, and they're playing each other and they're annoying each other in different ways, and I had to handle that, but it took a good 25 minutes out of the day to do it. We did it, but yeah. Crinkling of the candy wrappers, says Mike Walder. Yeah, that's another thing. Or you drink the water in a very loud manner. I had a player this last Tuesday, which I had to take him into the office and explained it to him. Ask me a technical question about the PGNs and the DGT boards when it was his opponent's move and he's under 5 minutes. So I had to let him know, can you come with me? Go into the office. You cannot ask me a question at your board while your opponent's trying to think. He's under 5 minutes. It definitely wasn't with intention, but I mean, that's why the USCF rulebook has rule, I believe it is 20F, and it's specifically annoying behavior. And the rule is basically, the TD has a right to tell you to cut it out and try to move on and just play some chess. Yeah.
Okay, so the standing have been updated both online on our website and on Google Sheet. So
And
please feel free to check it out.
Who's on top?
On top is Gadir with 5.5. Then we have Ayambala Dulipala with 5, and then we have Mike Walder with 4.5. And these are single leaders in those first three categories, first three places. And then we have a 5-way tie for fourth place, led by Kaelan Melville. Obviously, this within the score group currently it's ordered by initial rating. As this is a adult tournament and prize money, we don't have tie breaks points. And then we have a 5-way tie for 3.5 point group, and then the rest of the field is coming.
All right, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us and being a part of the Thursday night marathon. We will be back next Tuesday, and it'll be me and Grandmaster Nick DeFermian doing the broadcast live from the Mechanics Institute, and Judith Stare will be the TD inside the room. And so we'll bring you all the action of the Tuesday night marathon round 6 this coming Tuesday. And do not forget, this weekend, Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m., championship quads at the Mechanics Institute. And then next weekend, Bernardo Smith Memorial. FIDE rated, Saturday and Sunday, 5 games, game in 2 hours with 5-second delay. all the chess you could possibly want, and more. So good night, everyone, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.